Hi, Julie here with Just Plain Fun, and today I'm going to do it's sort of an unboxing. I just got this yesterday, and it's the first time I'm able to play with it. I actually tried doing this earlier today, recording and such, but I did not have any sound. So I'm doing it again. You missed the first part. This was inside the box, and I threw them just to get rid of them. I'm really excited to have this machine, and I have tried it, and like I said before, it was not on. The sound was not on, so I just threw out that footage and I'm starting over. But I've also learned a few things about this machine, and the cutting dies that I tried using earlier, they weren't great, but then that was partly my doing, because this is the first time I actually have a machine like this. I have a Pazzles, electronic cutting machine, but it's good for only like one layer of fabric, and I never tried that. I used it for paper, because I do paper beads. So I decided I'd go ahead and buy this, and it is a Sunlit cutting and embossing 9-inch opening machine, like a Sizzix, AccuQuilt, that sort of thing. It's like that, but it doesn't have that cost. And it's made by Bira, B-I-R-A. If you go to, I don't remember the website. I actually bought it through Amazon, and I'll provide a link in the description. It will be an affiliate link. I'm only an affiliate with Amazon, nobody else. So I'll provide that link, and it will be also on my website. Okay, so it looks like it's inside the box, but it's not. It's here. Oops. Okay, nobody got hurt. Alright, so this is what it is, and I've already played with it already today, to be honest with you. So this is not a true unboxing, but it's a review. Okay, this did not come with it, but I'm going to use this today because I don't have a magnetic plate to go with it for these little dies here that I'll show you in a few minutes. First of all, that did not come with it. I bought that separately, and this is paid for out of my own money. But this pile of stuff here, right here, did come with it. It was in the box. Okay, I emptied it, I took care of the bag, and it came with a set of instructions, which I've already gone through. Make sure you read these. They have some information in there. Okay, it comes with these little tiny etch dies, and they're perfect for cutting paper, which they really, really do work. Okay, and it comes with a steel rule die, because I got the starter kit with it, because I don't have any dies before I got these. None whatsoever. I've never done this before. Okay, but this one has a butterfly and a heart, 2 hearts actually, and a circle. And I already cut some, and the fabric is over there, and I'll show it to you in person, in real time. Okay, it came with some pretty papers. And so far I've only used the pink, one pink in fact. See the heart? I cut the heart out. And I also embossed it because it's got a embossing folder. I do have embossing folders, but I did not use them for this. I made bead sheets, and I've got videos on how to do that, using embossing and embossing folders to make bead sheets, using crayons and stuff. Okay, so here's the heart that I cut out. Came out pretty nice, and it's got little hearts all over it. Alright, so I did that, and package that came in. And here's the embossing folder. It's got little tiny hearts all over it. Can't really see it, but it's there. Alright, so I'll use that. It came with an adapter. This one I used with the steel rule die. It says that it's not a cutting surface. You put it underneath. So just basically it adds thickness to your sandwich. Okay, and then it comes with also a platform. That's what I believe the way this works, if I remember correctly. You don't need this when you're using this. That's what the adapter's for. And then you have, I could be wrong, I have to double check. Okay, and then here's the cutting mat, and I've tried it a few times, as you can see, with some squares. But today is the first day I'm using it. And I already know that when you pass it through and it starts to bend like this, that you got to turn it over and use the other side. This I know. Okay, and you're probably thinking, where's the handle? Well, and you probably, if you've seen any of these videos for this particular cutter or machine, you know that this is a fold away. Well, not really a 6 fold away, but it opens up. And it's heavy, it's about 15 pounds. 18 pounds is what the box said. That's all the stuff that came with it, and not these. Okay, so what you do, I don't remember which side I put the handle in, but you pull these out, and then, so it looks like that, and then you push these in. There, it locks it in place. And then the handle is in one of these openings here, these little side things. This opens up. There's the handle. I couldn't remember which side I put it back in, but there's the handle, and then you have this opening here, and you can store these things in it until you have a big gigantic library or stash of dies. You can store these in here, or other tools that you might purchase separately. Okay, so I'm going to put the handle on, and the way you do the handle is there's this little push lever thing that's on a spring. You can hear it click. So what you do is you hold it down, stick it on here, and let it go, and it's on. Alright, so the first step to do, I'm going to, there, show it to you. Okay, I'm going to pull out the instructions because, like I said, this is the first day that I'm using it. It's got the safety information, and it's quite heavy. I mean, other ones, I think the smaller one has suction cups underneath, so that you push down, and when you open this up, it holds it in place. But this one doesn't hold in place. But it's so heavy that it stays put, because I've used it, I know. You can use fabric in this, and you can use cardboard, and I'm not sure about the corrugated cardboard, but you can use chipboard and felt and other, you can do embossing and you can do cutting just like the other machines. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the embossing folder like I tried before. So I take this, and pink is my favorite color. I'll do that for another time. No, I'm going to do pink again because it's my favorite color, and these are hearts. Okay, so what you do is you put this in here, just like you would any other embossing folder. Okay, and then you read the instructions. 2D embossing, 3D embossing. I really don't know what the difference is between those. Oh yeah, another neat thing about this machine is it has adjustable height, so you can use AccuQuilt and Sizzix dies and Gemini dies and stuff like that in here. That's what it's made for. Plus they do have their own line of dies, just not a whole lot yet. Okay, right now I have this on cutting. Yeah, die cutting. So I'm going to put it on 2D embossing. See, I've used this already. This is 3D embossing. This is 2D embossing. And then this dial here is the pressure or the distance. I think it's the distance of the rollers. See, I can put my fingers through it anyway. And this one adjusts the pressure. Alright, so this one you're just going to do this and put this at 0 pressure for embossing. And you're going to put that in there, and then what you're going to do for your sandwich is you want to use a cutting mat, the standard platform, and of course the embossing folder. So the cutting mat goes on top and the platform goes underneath. This is not a cutting surface, it says so right there. So you make your sandwich, put the embossing folder on there, put the cutting mat on there. That's what it shows in the instructions. And make sure it's on 2D embossing, which it is. And then you pass it through. That takes care of that. Let's move this out of the way. That's for later. Whoop, 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 whoop. And it embosses it just nice and fine. Not sure if you can see that or not. I wish I had a better way of showing it to you, but it is embossed. You can take my word for it. It's embossed, so that's how that works. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this using one of these thin dies. There they are. And I'm going to use one that fits completely on the embossing. Oh, come on, I'm trying to go through this fast. Okay. Alright, there's that. And when you're doing die cutting, you're going to put the cutting die on top of the platform, it says. But it does say that it's not a cutting surface. So I don't know why. Huh. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to put this like this, face up. And then it says to put the paper down on top of it, so I'm doing that. And I'm using the cutting mat. The blade is sticking upward. And some people think I'm probably doing this backwards, but I'm actually following the instructions. So, let's put this through. And I'll put this on die cut, and I've set it at 0. And then you pass it through. Now, if it hasn't shifted, I have ordered a magnetic plate, by the way, so those little metal dies will work better. And yes, it cut right through. And yes, my whole heart is embossed. So, that worked really, really well. So I'm going to put that away and move on to the main reason why I bought this machine, to cut fabric. So, I bought some cutting dies from another company, not this company, and I did not buy them from AccuQuilt or Sizzix. I just wanted to save some money. And these dies are not great, but they're okay. Just to be honest with you, this is an honest review. I had difficulty with it, but you know what? Oh, wait a minute. I think I'm going to do this one first. This is amazing. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the butterfly. Let's pick out a small piece of fabric. It says that I can cut 6 layers at one time. And I can tell you one thing's for sure, you don't have to start your fabric for this one. But I did for that, for those other dies. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do one more. Some of this is quilting cotton and some of it's not. In fact, I made face masks out of this stuff and wore mine all summer long. Well, washing it between uses, of course. But some of this is not quilting cotton, some of it's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to use it anyway. And I'm going to go over this butterfly, or I could go over the heart. I'll go over the butterfly. Okay, so the instructions, when you're using a steel rule die, you're going to use an adapter, the cutting mat, and then the fabric, and then the die goes on top upside down. I don't know. Okay. It says cutting mat, and it says adapter. Like this. And then the fabric, and then the cutting die. And I'm going to put it on an angle, because I know from watching AccuQuilt videos that you put it on an angle. You know, their dies are, you put them in straight, but they're at an angle. So I'm going to do it at an angle. Oh yeah, gotta go to die cut right there. Okay, I got 0 pressure. Let's go take a look to see if this works. But now I'm hoping to cut 6 butterflies at the same time. Okay, so I got the butterflies all done, and 2 of them came out no problem, but others had a little bit of an issue. So anyway, I just have to trim those. It's like it's hanging on by a thread actually. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 6 layers of a square down to make it a little bit smaller, and let me double check the pressure on this, make sure that we're good. Okay, the pressure is on -3, so it's tight. It goes all the way up to -5. So I'll turn that around and lay that there. And this is a 4-inch square. I'm going to try to do a smaller square. Alright, make sure that the ridge side is down. And I'm going to tape it down with this. But I do have a magnetic plate coming. So when that arrives, I won't be needing this tape. And I've already used this a few times. So, tape it down. I don't like taping it because it distorts it. But I have this set at -3. We'll see how it goes. And this goes on the bottom, according to the instructions. And this goes on the top. I'm going to pass it through. And this is 6 layers of fabric set at -3. And this is going to be hard. So, alright, now I think I can let it go and just, oh boy, I know it can do it, but it's hard. Alright, well, I guess it's not going to happen. Let's change the pressure to -2. Alright, it's not going to let me. 6 layers. It says that it can work with AccuQuilt and Sizzix. Alright, I'm going to get this to work. Okay, now this is set at -2. Let's try that. So this is going to be the way I'm going to learn what works and what doesn't. Okay. This is like the 5th time I'm trying to do this. Okay. Today. One thing or another. Alright. Okay. Now let's see what happens here. Let's hope it went all the way through. See, this is what it looks like. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape and see if it cut all the way through. Believe it or not, I'm not expecting it to cut all the way through, because it hasn't before today. And these particular pieces of fabric have been starched, not with starch and not with Best Press, but with another Acorn product actually. And no, it did not cut all the way through. It's frustrating. It went all the way through there, and it went all the way through there, but not on the top and the bottom. So, and I'm not going to pass it through again because it's just going to shred it. So I'll use my scissors. And so the machine is fine. I believe that the dies, they say that it can go through 6 layers of fabric, and this is 6 layers of starched fabric, and it didn't work. So, could be me, but I think it's the dies. So, I'm not going to return them. I'm going to try, but there it is. Okay, so that's that. This is a review of this particular embossing and cutting thing, but it's not the cutter, it's the die. So I had no problem with this one with the butterfly and the hearts on it. No problem at all. In fact, probably when I buy more dies, they will be made like this, the steel rule dies. So, alright, and I want to thank you for watching. And if you're wondering what those quilt blocks are over there, there's 16 of them out of 20 that I've done so far. They are done in the quilt as you piece method, and there are 20 videos on my YouTube channel. Just look for quilt as you piece and you'll find them. You can also look under my name, Julie A. Bolduc. It'll be there. So, yeah, I'm the one that does paper beads as well. And I've got plans for this thing, perhaps with paper beads in the future. That's why I got this one as opposed to one that's just for fabric, because I want to do paper bead making with it too. I am somewhat of another paper crafter, but I don't do scrapbooking. Never really have. I don't make cards. So, you know, this one's just for demonstration purposes only. The cards are cool. I might make beads out of the rest of the paper. I mean, that's nice paper. Anyway, until next time, I want to thank you for watching and have a great day. Goodbye.